In this video, you're going to see 5 great one-on-one drills for player development. These drills come from top championship high school and college coaches across the country. Players must develop the ability to win in one-on-one situations. No matter what offense you run, if your players can beat their defender and score, you will be successful. These drills recreate various game situations, including advantage, neutral, and disadvantage starts for the offense. This allows you to alter the challenge level of the drill depending on your player's age and experience, creating an optimal practice environment. Before we get to the drills, make sure to click the link in the description to gain access to a free PDF that includes 10 small-sided games for player development, featuring diagrams, descriptions, and bonus tips. Now let's get started.
There's a couple things that we really like to do to work on our finishing, and a couple ways that we can incorporate how our reads work when we do get downhill and do get to the rim. So one of the things we like to do is just this 2-cone one-on-one. It's really helping our guys understand, first of all, they're trying to initiate contact. They're trying to create separation. They're trying to, if they can, they're trying to slice in front of their man and put the defender behind them. But regardless of what happens, we're working on finishing against contact. We're also working on our reads. All right, so our reads are this as far as going one-on-one to the basket. If we have a clear path, if we don't see defense, if we feel defense but we don't see it, we're going off 1 foot and we're getting up and we're finishing at the rim. If we come around and we see our defender or our defender beats us to a spot, we're always going to get on 2 feet and pivot ourselves to a good shot. Or if it wasn't one-on-one, we'd pass it. But in this case, we're working on pivoting ourselves to a good shot, not just throwing it up over our head or chucking it up there. All right, so I start by giving the offense a slight advantage. So the offensive cone is a little bit closer than the defensive cone. So when the offense leaves, all right, he has to dribble around the cone, and the defense has to run around his cone inside out, and now there's our advantage, all right? So he's trying to, it should be a clear path in this case. In the best case scenario, Noah would slice in front of Benny and finish on the other side of the rim, giving him no chance to catch up or defend him. Okay, so the first layer of this is with a slight advantage for the offensive player. Let's see about 3 reps of this. Here we go. Around the cone, he slices him. Good. Some of it's going to depend on speed of the player. Good, clear path, 1 foot. Let's go. Get around, clear path, finish it up 1 foot. Nice job. Here he comes. Clear path, no defensive in sight, 1 foot. Try to slice him. Try to slice across. Okay, good. Also notice I chose which side of the floor to go on. Okay, if we're bad at finishing or dribbling with our left, we're going to spend way more time on this side of the floor than we are the other side of the floor. We'd have guys switch spots and continue to do this for an extended period of time. Now, we're going to make it even. So I'm going to take this cone, I'm going to make it even with that cone, so it's about 50-50 whether this is going to be advantage or a disadvantage. Okay, here we go. Still got an advantage. Finishes off 1 foot. Good. Come on, come on. Okay, that was iffy. Could have got on 2 there. Good physical. Good way to be physical. Good. There it is. Now, good. Good example. Hold up. Hey, it's never going to be perfect, right? That's a great example. He got beat to the spot. It should have been a 2-foot pivot. All right, we got caught in the air. Got caught in the air. 1 more. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. 2 feet. Good, good. And then the last layer to this one is we want to give an advantage to the defense. So if we really want to work on our 2-foot stuff, we'll just make sure the defense doesn't have to go quite as far, and they should get there. Now we should have to make a 2-foot read. All right, ready? Not ideal. Let's get on 2 feet, shoulder into the chest. 2 feet, shoulder into the chest. Control. Good. Good. Good left, big man. Here we go. Come on. Jump. Ow, no, hold up, hold up, hold up. It's probably going to be 99% of the time a 2-foot stop, right? You came around the corner, you saw him, and you tried to get cute, didn't you? Mm-hmm. All right, so instead of getting into his chest with the 2-foot, peek, if he lifts, you could step through or whatever, but you were not throwing it up, all right? Here we go. Get on 2. There it is, good, 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 good. It's all right, finish that, come on. Power stop. Got a lot of spinners in this group. All right, one more. Get a shoulder into him, Ben. Let's go. Get a shoulder into him and create space. Good. There we go. We'll get a foul. All right. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, we do several drills defensively. We'll work on, how we switch, work on pushing people down like an icing people. But the thing we do quite a bit of is because we do switch, the big men, for example, are going to be in position. They got to guard a little man on the perimeter. And then also inside, it's hard to do one-on-one inside because, we're going to get help the way we play it. But right now, just go ahead a couple times. What's his goal now is keep Derek out of the tube. We want to keep Derek out of the tube. Okay, here we go. Okay, bring him back. Okay. Okay.
The first drill we're going to do today is called half court wing ahead. Now the game situation that we're simulating here is the offensive player filling the outside lane with the basketball and attacking in transition in a one-on-one situation. Now the first progression, again, we're going to use a disadvantaged defender. So in the drill, our blue shirts are going to be on offense. Our offensive player here is going to start in the outside lane and just start on a dead sprint up the floor. Now our defensive player is going to pass the ball ahead to the offense on the outside, roughly when he gets close to half court, and then become the defender and sprint straight to the rim and try to contest whatever finish our offensive player uses. Again, this is the first progression. It's the easiest challenge. It's the easiest version of the drill. The offense should be able to finish before the defense gets there, but we're adding that defensive pressure to try to close that window on the transition finish. All right, guys, go ahead. Now, one of the reasons that we use a chasing defender here is to encourage the offensive player to go at game speed. I know coaches, we get frustrated in practices sometimes when we're doing unopposed drills, where we're doing layup lines or three-man weave or full court layups without a defender, and we watch our players jog or they go through the motions, or we know that they're not going full speed. Well, rather than yell at them and get upset and put them on the line, by adding a defender, we're now closing that offensive window, that opportunity to score at the basket, simply by making somebody else chase them down. Now, if you have mismatched guys that are going one-on-one here, if your offensive player, for example, is faster than your defensive player, then just have your defender throw the pass a little bit sooner, a little bit before half court, so they get a running start a little bit earlier. Vice versa, if your defender is faster than your offensive player, then you can have them throw it a little bit later, okay, to try to create the most competitive situation with the defender chasing them down. Here we're going to show the drill one more time. I've asked the defenders now to throw the outlet pass just a little bit sooner. It's going to change the finishing situation for the offensive player at the end because it's going to be slightly more contested than the first time that we saw it. And we'll see if we see any different finishes that result from that closer defense. Right, go ahead. One of the questions that we asked initially when we're thinking about game situations that we want to practice is, when you're in transition, are your players finishing from the outside lane where the defender is even or ahead or trailing? You want to look at your game film and you want to study how your team plays to find out what are the most common situations and adjust the drill to match those game situations as much as possible so that they're practicing what they actually experience in a game. Now, the second progression of the drill, we're now going to take away the advantage from the defense and play in a more straight-up situation. Again, blue is going to be on offense. Sean on the outside here is going to be our finisher. But now we're going to take our defensive player and have him facing our other offensive player, our partner here, who's going to be our passer. Now, to start this drill, instead of the offensive player on the outside just taking off on a run to begin the drill, now Dylan's going to start it by flipping the ball to the passer. So as soon as he tosses the ball, he's going to turn and then retreat in transition defense. This should create a situation that's a little bit more like a one-on-one scenario in a game where there is a transition defender that's back, that's responsible for being back in front of the ball. And now the challenge for the offensive player on the outside is going to be a little bit different. Now it's not as much of a race to the basket as it is a true one-on-one situation in transition. All right, guys, let's see what it looks like. Now, coaches, one of the advantages of doing game-like situations and creating competitive situations like this in your practice is you can emphasize all kinds of different things. While in the DVD, we're emphasizing individual offense and attacking the basket from a variety of situations, you can very easily turn this into a transition defensive teaching situation where you talk to this defensive player about what you want in transition. When that first defender's back, if you want them to come out and stop the ball or stay down at the rim or take away the ball side block or force the left hand, you can teach all of those things in the same context as your offensive player learning to attack full court one-on-one. We're going to take a look at this one more time here. The other thing that I would emphasize in this in a practice situation is really working on our outlet passes. So this passer right here can give the offense an advantage by throwing the ball ahead and finding them in time and space, or they can disadvantage them by throwing an outlet that's behind, causing the offense to slow down and giving the defender more of an advantage. Certainly in our offense, in our transition, we want to practice and emphasize those outlet passes that are ahead of the cutter on the outside in the wing situation, giving them the best opportunity to attack. All right, gentlemen, go ahead. Now, one of the other things that you can add to the drill, again, depending on what you want to get out of these one-on-one situations, is you can require your players to get into the paint to finish. The defense did a great job there of stopping the ball, and that's certainly okay. If you were going to score this drill, you might give a point to the offense if they scored. You might give a point to the defensive player if they got a stop. And in practice, you could do this for 3 or 4 minutes, and whoever had the most points wins, and whoever didn't have the most points was a worthy participant in the game, okay? So just because the offense doesn't score doesn't mean that we didn't get something out of it. But if you want your offensive players to be more aggressive, to get 2 feet in the paint or to go off of a jump stop and not pull up and take that shot, then that would be something that you could require of them to be able to do before they're allowed to shoot the ball.
Next one is just an addition off that. We call it one-on-one closeout. They're going to dribble up the other end, get across the timeline, pass to a coach on the wing. The defensive player will sprint to the baseline. The offensive player will sprint to the timeline, go back to the top of the circle, catch the ball with your dribble alive, and play on out. We like this drill because of the closeout. We talk about closeouts a lot in our defense, so this is another chance to practice it. Okay, one-on-one closeout. Okay, here we go. Turn him, Austin. Turn him, Austin. Good, sprint. Good, here you come. Good, sit down and play, sit down and play. Bad, Austin, bad, Austin. Be on balance, be on balance. Sprint, sprint. Good. Good, I got it. I got it. Over this side, here we go. Okay. On balance, good. All right, you're playing coach, go ahead. All right, Dakota, you're all right. Hard, sit down, Reagan, sit down, Reagan. Beat him, good. Nice job, Reagan.
So how the drill is going to work is you'll have 2 players, and you think about this, you got the block, and you got the first kind of line here, the hash, and you're kind of in between. So they're both on either side. You have a ball on one side, that's going to be the defender that'll start, offensive player without a basketball over here. You're going to have an individual here in the middle. So what'll take place is Zach's going to throw me the basketball. Right when he throws the ball, I'm going to rip it across to Declan. Right when Zach throws it, he's got to sprint. When we talk about closeouts, generally we'd like to sprint about halfway across. The last halfway, we're going to throw our weight back, chop our steps, get our butt down. We get both hands up to take away maybe a pass, discourage a shot, and it also gets our weight back going in this direction. Hands come down the ball, so we're taking away a shot. Great closeouts are going to take away pass, shot, and going to be able to control the dribble drive to go chest to chest, no direct line drives. Button back, facing the basket. Now, you have a disadvantage. Your momentum's going away from the basket. his momentum's going to the basket. Your mentality is make him shoot a contested jumper over the top and not let him get in the paint, okay? You at this, once you rip an attack, you got 3 dribbles to go score. We'll go ahead and shoot it once and get off and then rotate to get reps. But again, you can continue to play until the offense part can get offense rebounds and score. You play until a defensive player gets a rebound and finish the possession, or the offensive person scores. You can do that. But we're just gonna play it on one shot and then rotate them to get them reps, all right? You ready? Close out, stay down, good move. All right, switch up. And I would tell Zach on that is Zach, when he goes, he needs to make sure you're throwing your weight back, chopping your steps, closing out early. Again, thinking about contesting over the top, making sure it's a contested jumper. All right, you ready to go? Better, Deck. Good. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Good, good. Wall up, good. Pretty good job by Deck. The one thing I would tell him too on the drill is when he closed out, turn Zach now, he had him good. He had button back facing the basket, but when he went here, he kind of dropped his foot, had his foot angling here, so you forced him out east-west, all right? So not getting in the paint. All right, you ready? Here we go. Let's go. Deck, let's go. Attack. Sit down. Good, Zach. Wall up, wall up, wall up. Be big, good. And then what you could do is you could switch sides, right? So let's switch real quick just to show it. Show it so you switch where the ball starts at, just to show it from this angle here. Same thing, throw it. Good close out, Declan. Good close out. Stay down, stay down. Move your feet, cut them off. Good, wall up, be big. Good. So again, focus on great closeouts. Throw your weight back, chop your steps. Don't let an individual take pride at keeping people out of this area of the lane, the paint. And then again, it's a great closeout drill. It's also a great offensively to rip attack and try to get downhill and to beat bad closeouts in general. And now you create advantage not only for your team, but for yourself to score or make plays for your teammates.
We hope you enjoyed this one-on-one basketball drills video. If you want instant access to 10 small-sided games for player development, make sure to click the link in the description so you can gain access to a free PDF featuring diagrams, descriptions, and bonus tips. Again, if you incorporate these drills, you will see your players improve throughout the season, making them and your team more successful. Make sure to click and subscribe and then click the bell button so you're the first to know when we release more new videos. Thanks for watching.